This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by Freshly, chef-cooked healthy meals delivered to your door. Save $40 off the 6-meal plan for first-time users with code MMA639. J&P Cycles, the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your motorcycle. Save up to 30% off with code MMAN. Tespo, the future of vitamins. Get 15% off any dispenser with code MMA15 at gettespo.com. Photos.com. Bring visual storytelling into your space. Use code MMA10 for 10% off any order. Defense Soap, the ultimate soap for wrestlers, jiu-jitsu, and MMA athletes, with the new peppermint oil bars and shower gel. Use code MMA Nuts for 15% off. Hey fans, this is MMA Nuts, episode 389.
389!
My name is Ingo Weigel.
Back over with the MMA Show by fans, for my fans, walk the line between serious and ridiculous. Pause for effect. So now, what kind of beer are you drinking?
I have, thanks to your wise purchase, a Miskatonic Wise Fool IPA. It's brewed in Darien, Illinois. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they loaded me up with a bunch of local beers this last time I went.
Darien's a nice town. Very much a fan of Darien. I like it.
Where is it? I have no idea.
South.
I've heard of said.
Good people live in Darien.
Fucking state or city. Never been there.
Yeah. Anyways, so
moving right along.
It's UFC 226.
Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's just lay out the card. We got Daniel Cormier, Stipe Miocic for a fucking super fight of champion versus champion. You have Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega for another fucking featherweight title. What else?
And in what is going to be a slobber knocker, in my opinion, we have Francis Ngannou versus Derrick Lewis. Lewis has 5 losses on his record. I did not know this, but they're both crazy. They're both crazy. Is Lewis going to have stomach problems? Is he going to eat too many ribs before the fight?
Oh, shit his pants. He should just shit.
I got to shit, man. It's a horrible feeling.
Michael Chiesa versus Anthony Pettis, and Gokhan Saki versus who?
Khalil Roundtree.
Right.
Whoever that is.
I don't know. It looks like a pretty fucking good card,
Which is
right?
funny,
on paper.
because Saki's 1-1 and Khalil is 6-2. But then we're talking strictly MMA here. Saki's had like 70 fights or something crazy in kickboxing. So
if not 1,000.
Could be 12,000. 1 million. I still remember that when he was here. That guy's crazy, man. Remember when just like, he's a little dude, he just doesn't care. He's just swinging. So we'll see how that works out. I think this is looking like a solid card.
Hopefully no one gets injured.
Well, we got a few days. You never know.
It seems to be the case. You fucking talk about the event and how solid the card is, and then be goddamned if someone doesn't get injured, if not everybody.
I love how Cormier's record is 21-0-1. And the ones are both really John Jones.
2 losses.
Yes, they're both John Jones. Which is just funny to me. I know that if I was him, knowing his personality, I bet he has that written all over everywhere he is. To remind himself of John Jones being in his grill and just owning his shit. So, do we want to talk about that? The main event?
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit.
So, Miocic has been on quite the tear in the heavyweight division. According to other champs, he's basically done the most as a champ at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he's defended the belt the most and 3 times, and people are saying, oh, he's the greatest of all time. I'm just not sold. Like, he's beaten... I think USADA has helped him the most out of anybody because, you know, I don't know if he was on anything, but all the other guys that he's fought have all tested positive that he beat.
Yes.
You know, you look at Overeem, you look at, who else? Fuck was second on the list? Junior Dos Santos also tested positive for something.
What else are we thinking? I'm looking it up right now.
Fabricio Verdum also doesn't look as impressive since USADA. Looks super flabby.
Mark Arlovsky.
Right. So he's he'll finish in a first round or it's going to a decision is what it seems to be the MO for him.
Yeah, pretty much 1 or 5 or 3. That's what we're looking at.
So to see him fight a guy like Cormier, who's undefeated at heavyweight, and I think he even said when he wrestled he was undefeated at heavyweight. So he hasn't lost at heavyweight. And when he puts the pace on you, when you think the only concern I have about Cormier is just age is creeping up, and I think he said, hey, if I take a loss at heavyweight to Miocic, that's probably the end of my career.
I could see that, yeah.
I mean, I don't forget what he is, 38 or 39. He's up there. He's approaching 40. But how does Miocic handle the pressure that Cormier is going to put on him. They put the pace on him, and the takedowns and the slams, and how does Miocic going to work off his back? He's not used to. I can't remember of anybody that he's fought that has this kind of wrestling pedigree,
nobody.
And this kind of cardio, and this kind of a grinder that technically, you know, he, like you were just saying, he has only lost to one person in his entire career, where Stipe's lost to Struve, and who was his other
Dos Santos Jr.
Right, and that's the pre-USADA.
Yeah, you know, and Stipe, I'm looking through his record, mostly, I mean, really all.
He's being all has-beens
it's strikers or jiu-jitsu guys. There's not been any strong wrestlers at all. Like, not one, actually. Wow. Even going way back to his earlier career, there's not been one strong wrestler. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like Stipe has a chance. I mean, you always think of Cormier with his boxing. He's got he's
got a super short reach. I thought they said, I want to say Miocic has a 6 or 7 inch reach advantage, but it never seems to be a problem for Cormier, because even when he fought John Jones, well, he still landed shit on him too. Because he gets right up in your grill. He wants to push you.
Well, he's very athletic. So, but Stipe is a kind of a brawler, tough guy. I don't know. Like, we have not seen him on his back. I'm curious what's going to happen with that. Because I always, every time I think of Cormier at heavyweight, I think about when he fought frickin' Barnett and just manhandled that dude. That was crazy.
Murdering Bigfoot Silva in the heavyweight tournament in Strikeforce, right?
You're gonna get smelling salts?
No, I was just taking him out, just have something to play with. I have a bottle cap. I like to play with something.
He's gonna go for it. But I mean, my thoughts on this: I think it goes a distance. I think it's gonna go 5 rounds. I think it's gonna be really fucking close, and I think Stipe's gonna keep his belt. I think it's gonna be so close. There will be lots of controversy, but he keeps his belt.
A draw. Would you say a draw?
Yeah. I think it'd go back and forth. It'd be like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, maybe. Something like they'll just hop around. Because I don't see either guy having a huge advantage anywhere, except maybe Cormier in the wrestling, but
I think he's going to launch him. You might throw him out of a fucking octagon. It wouldn't surprise me. Like Henderson, when he's toying him around. Because, you know, Stipe's a lighter heavyweight, too. So he's going to get fucking launched on his head. Or Gustafsson. Remember how he got launched by fucking Cormier? Cormier launches everybody. This fucking Stipe's going for a ride. How do you like going for a ride? Probably not so much.
No, doubtful.
So I like Cormier.
You do?
Probably like a 4th round. I don't know, TKO or submission, probably TKO, but we'll see. The Holloway Ortega fight, it's tough. I think a lot of these are coin tosses. Like the first 3 fights, the Miocic fight, the Holloway fight, and Ngannou fight, I think it's a coin flip. But
I mean, Ortega's fought some guys, but some of the guys are kind of like Frankie Edgar, Cub Swanson. Some of these guys are like nearing.
He's finishing them too.
He is finishing them, but it's like the old guard in a way. Clay Guida.
But who knocks out Frankie Edgar? Who stops Frankie Edgar?
Well, it had to happen at some point.
Right. We took that was a short notice fight for Ortega. It was a 3-week training camp for him, and then he finishes fucking Frankie. And then we submitted goddamn Cub Swanson with the guillotine.
That was pretty solid.
Like his jiu-jitsu is. That, and I think that's where the difference is in this fight. I think striking, obviously Holloway should be able to use his distance a little better. Conditioning probably goes to Holloway, but it's that submission. I think Holloway is a purple belt and Ortega is a high-level black belt.
He's black belt under Hunter Gracie too.
Yeah,
so he's got some skills, and I think Gracie's usually in the corner. So
yeah, fuck him up! Yeah.
He's got the crazy strategy. So I'm looking at his record. And he's got 3 performance and/or fight of the night bonuses in the last 3 fights. He's been on a tear, Ortega. So I don't know. This is. You're right. I think this is a bigger toss-up than I thought. And when I looked at this initially, I was like Max Holloway all day. And then I'm looking at the record. I'm like, I don't know. Like this is gonna be. This could be the fight of the night on this card. I think because Holloway's crazy. You remember he's like, come on, let's go. So
and I think Ortega's the same kind of guy. They're not going to shy away from each other. They're going to go at it. And I think Ortega will even be the kind of guy to, you know, if he can't get you to the ground, he may do the guillotine and he may pull guard with that.
There you go.
Or try the standing one again. So I like Ortega by submission in this one.
I got to take Holloway via KO. I'm thinking 2nd round. I think Ortega's going to get too crazy, and Holloway's going to cap him at some point.
Yeah, the question mark is just going to be championship rounds. Like, how does Ortega fare come round 4 and 5, and you see Holloway is totally fine. I would guess 3 for Ortega with a submission, most likely a guillotine, but maybe something exotic.
I like it. I like it.
And then for the next fight, the only other one I want to talk about, I think it's
Derrick Lewis.
Hopefully first round knockout.
What's the over/under? This goes past 2 minutes.
Well, my concern for this fight was when Ngannou, he fought Miocic and he came out, guns a-blaze in the first round, and he's like, oh, I just came out too fast. I changed my game plan for the next fight. So I think he's gonna fucking fight very cautious like Overeem did. There's one.
What? Gotta look at it?
I won't look at the clock. He looks at the clock.
I need my hat. I don't want to keep doing that.
That's funny.
It's a horrible habit.
I think he's giving him shit because he keeps looking at the clock all the show.
There's a clock above the camera up here, and for some reason, I check the time all the time.
Now I'm going to start doing it.
No one's checking.
I'm going to watch this second. Tick, tick, tick. Anyway. So, I think he's going to fight so cautious.
Yeah.
That it's going to be a terrible fucking fight.
Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Can't think of one. But yeah, basically, when you have all this hype between two crazy fireball guys, it's going to be a dud.
Like, he's going to be running away. Lewis is going to be chasing, and then Lewis is going to get tired.
He's going to take a shit in the cage.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like,
and then marry Ronda Rousey afterwards. Because he still has a thing for her for some reason.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah, big time. I think he was just talking about her in his last interview. He's
Isn't she pregnant with Travis Brown's baby or something?
Maybe. No, I don't think she is, but she will be at some point. So he's still holding out for a chance. There's always a chance,
you never
right?
know, man.
I like Derrick Lewis.
Yeah.
I have to like him.
I have to agree with you on this. I think I like his chances. I don't know. Ngannou's changed his style. He reminds me of like Johnny Hendricks after he fought freaking was it GSP? Yeah. Where he just totally became a whole different person.
70%.
Yeah.
What are you doing? 70%.
70%. And that became 12%.
Yeah. And then it became 0. And then it became retirement.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about
retired.
So I'm going to take Derrick Lewis. You taking?
I like Lewis's chances.
Okay.
I think it was less than a minute and a half. I think it's going to be over quick.
For sure. I'm not pulling the 8-ball out. I'm putting the kibosh on because I put a parlay. This is the first time in a long time we put some money down.
Okay.
There's a lot of underdogs. The biggest thing I can't believe is that Cormier is a huge underdog in this fight. It doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe because it's the first time back at heavyweight?
I mean, he looks like he's blown up. What's the over/under of his weight? Is he going to be over 240 or under 240?
Over. I think he's pushing 250.
Yeah, he looks like he's been eaten.
Swole. And
he said, I think it was on one of the UFC, I don't know if it was Embedded or the I think it was the Countdown show. He's like, man, this is weird. I'm like pushing my body super hard, but I'm a lot bigger, and I never trained like this when I was a heavyweight. So I'm like, imagine him he's training like he's a light heavyweight, but he's at heavyweight now. So how's that going to work out? Like his conditioning is going to be better than he was.
Do you think it'll be better?
Yeah, than what because he's training harder. Like he wasn't able to push himself.
More weight, he's able to have. Oh, I see.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's used to being lighter, so he's pushing himself harder. But now he's doing that same pace as a heavyweight, where he said that before he wasn't pushing himself at that pace.
Wow.
So it's just weird. Like there's a lot of upset or underdog fights, and I'm picking them all.
You think Cormier fights more if he wins this belt?
Yeah. I don't know what the next fight for him is, though. It's
John Jones!
I don't want to say John Jones because
Brock Lesnar.
And here's another weird thing. Miocic is angling for a John Jones fight.
Of course, who wouldn't?
Like everybody wants to fight him, and that's fine. That's fine. Everybody fight John Jones.
Fight the John Jones.
It's weird, but I think Brock Lesnar comes back into the mix here.
I think the money fight is Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, John Jones, right? Isn't that the biggest one?
Yeah. I think Cormier does not want any more of John Jones. I'm pretty sure.
That's so fucked up if he comes back and then like Cormier wins and then John comes back. Say John fights Brock and then John beats Brock. And then it has to happen though. Like, what's the next fight? Like,
you think I'm just gonna let you kill me, John?
I don't see any other fight.
I don't know.
Maybe Cormier retires then. Retire on top. And you know,
I think
he
you
had
win the belt
both
and
belts.
just hand it back. Thanks, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm out.
That's it. Go out on a high,
Just
because I
tap
don't think
out.
he can handle going out on the low. He's so emotional. You know, he's the only. I mean, remember how hard he cried last time?
Mm-hmm. I think you walk away as the champ.
Yeah, you have to.
Because there's nothing. What else are you gonna prove? He's only. Even if he wins that fight, he may have one more. And if everybody's calling for a John Jones fight, I walk away. There's nothing to prove.
Walk away while you're on top.
You're not gonna win that fight. You've already proved it out twice.
Call Barry Sanders. He knows what he's doing.
That's right. Let's move along.
That's like, who's Barry Sanders? Oh, I remember.
I want to talk about. We had talked about the PFL last week, and I forgot to ask the question. So they had their new. I don't know what you want to call it. They're doing a season with playoffs and whatever, but is it going to work out for them? Like this format of a regular season and playoffs? Season? Yeah.
Well, I think Bellator is doing this already with some weight divisions. I don't see this I don't know. Like, are they going to be able to gain momentum with this? I'm not sure. I feel like no.
The only thing I'm interested in is I want to see people fight twice in a night. Like, that's exciting to me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I want to see how do you do. Like, what's your strategy? Are you going to try to finish early, or are you going to try to coast it out?
So you like that part about the glory, that when we saw the tournament? Because you could notice a difference in the guys the second fight.
Yeah, because then like I like to place a bet at that time. Like, let's see how they did their first fight. Yeah. Oh, fuck, that guy's going to be fucked come the second fight. Took a lot of damage, worked really hard. And I like stuff that's not normal anymore. I think normal MMA can get boring. And that's why I'm tending to lean towards some of these offshoots, like we've talked about the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the Rough and Rowdy, which is really shitty fights but good commentary. And, you know, PFL's trying to do something different. I kind of applaud that. Like, I don't give a fuck about how much these guys are making. Like, oh, it's $10 million in prize money. Does anybody care about how much they make? Like, no, I just want to see fight 2 times a night, fight 3 times a night. Let's fuck it. Let's go 4. Can we do 4?
Make them weigh in between fights while you're at it.
You're overweight. You got to cut. You gained too much. So,
Jesus. All right.
I don't know. I just think more different shit is cool. Anyway, what else?
Well, switching gears for a moment.
Sure.
The Ultimate Fighter House is going on the market, or it actually is on the market.
What's the price? What's the going price these days?
$4.9999 million. And this is a 10,000 square foot home, 8-car garage, 2-bedroom guest house, 9 bedrooms, gated pool, spa, waterfall, super luxurious, great place for entertaining. Only just $1 less than $5 million. It's yours.
Yeah, I looked it up on Zillow, and I want to say they were trying to rent it out for $22,000 a month.
Wow, totally pay that. Not
22,000. I don't know what that works out.
What would you do with a house that large for 22? Probably like a porn studio or something might rent that out. Or if you're like a baller like Conor McGregor and you want to go crazy.
Well, if you're doing a training camp or something, maybe.
It's a lot of money though. Holy fuck.
Well, if you're making millions.
You need that much space though?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know.
Who needs that much space? I'm all about the minimizing of space.
Well, the weird thing is they still have like the UFC pool table and UFC pictures on the wall, and I would imagine that shit stays. So I don't know if someone's going to buy it for the nostalgia of, wow, this was the Ultimate Fighter House. I think that's how you have to market it, though.
Yeah.
And it was funny how they had the description, because they weren't saying it's the UFC house. They're saying, oh, it's an MMA house, and it was owned by the former owner of the, I think it was Lorenzo Fertitta's house at one point. It was.
Okay.
And then they moved out and obviously up into probably other bigger and better things.
Oh, there's the scam. Fertitta's like, I'll sell you my house.
Yeah.
Let me help me launder some money.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how they do it.
Of course.
Then we had Bellator just announce a new streaming partnership with DAZN, or fuck, this is some new streaming partner. And I guess they're going to get 7 exclusive events. And then I think that's this year. And then they're also going to simulcast any of the other events that's happening on Paramount. But the one thing they didn't state is, what's it going to cost per month?
Don't know.
Because now we're getting to this, we talked about a few weeks ago with the UFC going on ESPN Plus, and now you have Bellator going over to DAZN. And the thing that is interesting, that kind of sucks, is the first fight is McDonald versus Mousasi is going to be the first event that's going to go on there.
I just found the article I have from said it's going to be for sure less than $200 per year, but they don't know how much. They're suggesting it would be around $15 a month.
That seems like a lot when ESPN is what, $4.99 a month. Who the fuck's gonna pay that?
Not me.
And they didn't disclose all the terms of this deal, but it's at least $100 million for Bellator. I mean, it's good for them, but it's kind of shit for the consumer because now we're at this point again. There's no aggregators.
No.
So what are we gonna do? Have 10,000 different channels? Like,
yeah, we are.
I need to subscribe to this, that, and the other thing.
Cable TV is going to the internet, and this is what's happening. This is the new future. You get the a la carte everything. So people think they're going to save money, but they won't. The people who want to watch all the shit are going to lose. But for guys like us who don't watch tons of TV, we might come out ahead. I don't know. You know, it's hard to say. But there's so much MMA content in so many different places. This is becoming a problem. You could be spending $50, $60 a month just to see all the MMA.
Right. Like, that was the only reason I was keeping cable, is because of I want to watch hockey, like I want to watch the Blackhawks, and I want to watch fighting. But now everything's getting so fractured. What am I doing?
I think you should do what I do. Just don't watch TV. Fuck it. Netflix, and that's it.
Well, that works if I don't have the kids all the time and all their programs and a wife and all her programs and.
Just put the foot down, Matt. Say, listen, family.
Well,
Netflix.
That can easily happen, but I like the live sporting events. That's the challenge. So where do I get?
You think Netflix or Amazon might take on that challenge? That would be interesting.
At some point, or even football. Like, I might like an occasional football game here and there too.
Well, you can get
do I have to buy some other fucking package then?
No. You can buy an HD antenna, $40. You can get all the local channels, HD.
Great.
You all set, man. That's all you need.
I don't know. Do you like this? I think it sounds like you like this format. Then.
I love it because I don't watch a lot of TV. I would love what I like about it. Like right now, for example, like the World Cup's on. Okay. I don't watch TV, but I'm like I like to watch a couple World Cup games. So I just do the free trial for something for a week, and then I might spend the $20 for the month, catch all the World Cup games, and then I'll delete it. With cable, I don't have to call anybody or do anything crazy. I don't have to give Comcast my soul. You know, they have a million.
Fuck those guys.
Their application is ridiculous now. All the shit you got to answer. I don't want to do that. I just want to watch a little content and be done. So,
I hear you. Why can't we have one guy
that does it all?
Yeah, but you pick your channels. Why can't we get this?
I'm sure that's coming. And I just saw today a commercial for YouTube Music. YouTube's getting into music now too. So like everybody's jockeying for this music and video like broadcast. It's all a big everything's changing. So in like 5 years, I'm sure they'll have an aggregator. Comcast will just do what they do online that they do now with
yeah, it seems like they're dying, you know?
Maybe. I don't know.
To some extent.
They can be, yeah. But if you look at how they're doing their stuff, their set-top boxes, it's all moving towards digital. So I think this is the future, and an aggregator will come once there's enough content. So.
Yeah, because now you just get force-fed the 1,000 channels that I don't need and or care.
Right.
But
and
anyway.
You end up watching crap you don't even like. You're just like,
exactly.
check this out.
Exactly.
All right, another news.
Go ahead.
This is big news. Former UFC stars Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz agree to a third MMA fight.
Wow.
What do you think? What do you think about it?
Trying to contain my enthusiasms.
At 205, by the way.
It's Golden Boy Promotions also that is going to have this. Golden Boy MMA. So Oscar De La Hoya's fucking promotion.
Why wouldn't he?
What do I think about it? I think it's great for Chuck Liddell. I think it's great for Tito Ortiz. It's not a fight that I care to watch from a fighting standpoint, but more from a science experiment standpoint. Because let's look at, so it's basically, I don't know, Frankenstein versus Glass Joe. Put it in layman's terms.
Okay.
So a guy with fucking 19 neck surgeries versus a guy who's getting knocked out a lot towards the end of his career. And I can't remember how many years has it been, 8, 10 years since Chuck last fought?
Chuck fought last in, doesn't say
Let's just call it 8. It's been a long fucking time.
Oh no, that's Tito. Tito retired in 2012 and 2010 for Liddell, 8 years.
Okay. So the thing I want to see from Chuck, and the bonus for this, we're going to have a shit ton of PEDs. That I'm looking forward to. That I can get on board with.
Yes.
I want to see if taking 8 years off from the sport when you're getting knocked out a bunch of times at the end of your career, does your chin come back? I think it does.
You think so?
I think it does, and I want to see it proved out here. Plus, I think when you do the PEDs, your chin is stronger, because we've seen all the guys that have tested positive, like once they came off of PEDs, almost 90% of the time they got knocked the fuck out in the next fight. I would say it was like Overeem, Hector Lombard, and you can go down the line of all the guys. Like every time they came back, the chin was gone.
Yes.
So from that standpoint, I'm excited to see it. But from like, do I care to watch it from a fighting perspective? Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Just from a science. Just for science. What about you?
I am torn. I would rather not see this. I'm worried about. I don't want to see Chuck Liddell getting KO'd again. That's my big.
Well, do you really think? I mean, if they.
I do think
Tito could knock him out. I don't think he can.
I really do. That scares me. I don't want that to be my last memory of Chuck Liddell. It was already hard enough watching him slide.
Yeah, Rich Franklin was last.
Franklin, and was it Rashad who KO'd him?
Yeah.
And then you had that was a bad.
There was a litany of
over and over. Yeah, the Rashad one was bad. That was, remember that? Shut him off. Good. I don't want to see that again. So, but I would like to see Tito Ortiz get knocked out.
I think that's going to happen. I think it's pretty standard.
I would not mind that.
Because you imagine, too, the mindset of Tito going into this fight, which is fucked up. You've already gotten KO'd twice by Chuck.
Yeah.
So that's working on him.
True.
I don't see anything changing, but
no.
You never know.
True.
What else? I want to say that Fight Pass on Xbox is pure shit.
Is it?
Pure fucking shit. I tried to watch, they had the Contender Series again, and I'm like, I'd kind of like to watch it on a big screen versus fucking, the 24-inch computer monitor. And I put it up, and it is so hard to navigate that I can't even find where the Contender Series is. So I had to do a search for Contender Series, and then when you do the search, it doesn't show you which season and which episode. So I am just picking random ones to see, is this the right one to click? Is this the right one?
I meant to mention that because I tried that myself, and I forgot about telling you.
Yeah. And then you finally find it, and you can't fast forward, you can't rewind, you can only pause.
That's it.
Like, fix your fucking app.
It's been
this is
shit
ridiculous.
Since day one. They have really not done much to it.
It's 2018. You still don't have a working app on Xbox.
No. I think the best version of it is on Roku right now, which I think we used a few times at my old house or whatever. But it's pretty solid. But I don't know what. I think it's a Microsoft problem. I think they control everything too tightly, and you just don't allow them to do their shit. But it's horrid.
And it's so slow too. Yeah. It's terribly slow. So I have to sit at the computer. Like
mine, even though I have a really good connection, I have to usually exit out of it and come back to it multiple times. Anything I watch on Fight Pass on my Xbox, it's really frustrating.
It's literally useless. So I just went back to the computer and watched it, and I'll talk a little bit. So I watched the Contender Series for this last week, and I forget how many fights there were, 4 or 5, and I want to say almost all of them are finished, if not all of them again.
Yeah.
And you had Antonina Shevchenko, who is Valentina Shevchenko's sister. She won her fight. She got the contract at 125 pounds. And it almost, like, watching her fight was similar to watching Anderson Silva with his clinch back in the day against Rich Franklin. Like, her fucking clinch was so tight, and knee. Like, man, I'm like watching 90s MMA with some of the women's fights again. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I like this. And apparently in here, I didn't know that women wore cups, because you see the picture, and you can see she's clearly wearing a cup. I didn't know that women wore cups.
I mean, you could be hitting the vajayjay, I think.
Does that hurt? I don't know.
I don't have one. I'm not sure.
I was just asking.
But I'm sure it wouldn't feel good. You got hit right in the privates.
Yeah.
It might not feel very good.
Maybe not. But this is cool because
that test his theory.
I'm gonna go upstairs and punch my wife in the box.
I need to do a test. No, not punch. Just kick her right in the ball.
Ooh, it's gonna hurt regardless. If I touch my wife, she gets hurt.
Yeah, maybe not.
I poke her. She's like, yeah.
Don't use your wife. Use a different thing.
Yeah.
Random stranger in the world.
I'm just gonna kick some old lady in the clam.
It's like, ma'am, can I see you for a minute? Just bam.
Hey, mom. What?
Oh yeah, your
what are you
mom.
doing?
That'll be very helpful.
Yeah. But this is the first 2 sisters that are actually in the UFC. They're in the same weight class.
They're gonna fight each other?
No. And they shouldn't be pushing them to fight. They made a movie about that. Yeah. What was it called?
Gladiator? No.
Hey, speaking of that movie, did you know that movie's 18 years old?
No, don't tell me.
It's 2000. I just like, Jesus Christ. I thought it was about 8 years. I would have guessed 8.
I remember when it came out. I thought it was awesome.
Yes, it still holds up.
Does it hold up?
Yes. I'll still watch it. I'll still watch it here and there. Yeah, why not?
That's a sad movie. I don't like that he dies at the end.
Well, he's got to go visit his family.
True.
Right? What else you got?
For me, that's it.
All right, let's go with Daniel Cormier was saying that fighters who cheat should be eliminated from the greatest of all time conversation. What do you think about that?
I like it. No, I don't. I don't give a shit.
Because I think he was making remarks in regards to Anderson Silva, John Jones. But,
GSP, I mean,
but isn't Daniel Cormier a cheater himself? Remember Towelgate?
Yeah.
Fucking, and isn't weight cutting cheating in essence?
It's technically okay because it's expected in the sport, so I would say no.
Which you're not fighting at the weight.
PEDs, so I don't know. I'd say just, you know what? Just shut it. Stop your bitching. Stop your whining.
Well, he's just I think he's just trying to dig at John, right? Of course. Like, oh, I got something else.
Until John is eligible to fight, and then he'll.
Right, and the weird thing is, when are we gonna hear something from? I think we're waiting from USADA, right? To say.
Didn't they say July or August? One of those two.
Something like that.
It was this summer. It's gonna happen. Some shit's gonna go down regarding John Jones.
All right. And then Bellator 201, you know, that happened in California. So California State Athletic Commission released the weights and about the rehydration. So they said they had 9 fighters rehydrate to more than 10% above their weigh-in weight.
Whoa.
So, and I looked at it closer. There were 24 fighters and 2 were heavyweights. So I took those out of the equation. So that leaves you 22 fighters. Mm-hmm. Out of those 22, 9 were 10% or more. 15 were 8% or more.
Wow.
So 15 of your 22 were 8% or more.
That's a lot.
And if you want to just talk about the 9 that were 10% or more, when you're at that 10% or more, California State Athletic Commission can recommend you to go up a weight class.
Because it was supposed to be 5, right? Is that what the number they want? 5%?
I think it should be 5. I mean, it should be light, but they were saying 10 is the weirdo point. And there was one guy who was 16.6, Andy Murad. He went from 170.8 to 199.4.
That's crazy. 29 pounds. It's insanity. Come on, guys.
It's just ridiculous, man. You just look at across. I'm just looking at 9.5, 10.6, 8.1, 9.4, 11.3, 10.4, 11%, 10.3. Like, unless you get to the heavyweights, because that didn't fucking matter. But then there are only a couple guys that are like 4.3, 5.3, 1.4. But hopefully they do something, no? Like California, just tell them all to fucking move up a weight class.
Good luck with that. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know.
They've done it before.
Yeah,
because who do they do it to? Henan Barao? They made him move up.
Whatever happened to that guy? He kind of fell off the radar.
Well, I think USADA happened to a lot of people, and it seemed happen on a lot of the Brazilian fighters. So.
Brazil.
Yeah. What's up?
Still in the World Cup though. Not like Mexico. Took a big dive. To Germany.
I don't know. I'm not watching.
Portugal. All the big names are dying in the World Cup.
Just like all the big players, like every time they get touched, gunshot down! Oh my God!
You blew on him wrong. Yeah, I don't like that part about soccer. But
it's so. Where did that even start?
South America. Fucking pansies.
Acting and bullshit. They should just do something like go to instant replay, see what happened, and if it's bullshit, red card someone, you're out, and you're suspended.
I think they do that.
And fined millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
Like half your salary. Yeah. And you're out for the rest of the year.
I like that.
I mean, you're traded to the worst team in the league.
That's even better. You get automatically traded for diving.
Yes.
They'll have a team
full of divers.
Awesome. That'd be the best. Anyway. What if they're really good? That'd be crazy.
That's right. Yeah. And so I read this article. It said Rosa Namajunas is still shook over that Conor McGregor incident.
Yeah.
And here's what she had to say. She's like, no, man, I'm still not over it. When we got back home, we stayed upstairs and locked ourselves in our room because we were just paranoid about how crazy the week was. It was really tough. Still trying not to leave the house too much, or there'll be times when I'm just like, yeah, we should just go home. Like, I just have a weird feeling. I live in a very nice neighborhood. There's nothing that really goes on around here. So for me to be like sketch, I'm still paranoid about everything. I have a therapist that I go to see. So is she going to ever get back to normal?
Yeah, she probably has situational PTSD. So post-traumatic stress. Sometimes like that kind of acute thing that was like super scary, it can fuck with you for a while until it's good that she's going to therapy. You know that she has mental health issues. She's mentioned that. And I don't know if she's still together with Pat Barry, who also has mental health. So they're both kind of like, you're working through it. It's going to take time. So, okay. I understand it. I know it's like just Conor McGregor, but that's kind of scary, man. If you were just doing your thing and then all of a sudden you get all fucked up.
Yeah, I don't... It's hard because I'm not a woman, so I don't know what that's like to be in a situation.
You would never leave the house if you were a woman.
Probably not. No. I'm just saying. I've seen some shit. It can happen to guys
too. You know, like depending on the situation. If you're so freaked out about something, it can make you really nervous to really do anything.
Well, she still won the title again. Like defended it.
Yep.
Didn't seem to affect her come fight night, but we'll see what happens. See, TRT Belfort is back in full effect. He is so swole.
I love it.
So happy.
I love it. That is my boy. I want to see TRT.
It's always the jaw. That's how you can tell.
My favorite, still my favorite, was that era of like, was it 2 years, 2.5 years? When Belfort was on the TRT, everybody was TRTing.
Spinning back
just
kicks.
Killing people.
And
it was
fucking
the best.
Wheel
he looked
kicks.
so amazing. He had like all these bulges everywhere.
There goes Bisbing. There goes Rockhold dropping fools left and right. I love it.
They just pulled the rug right from underneath his feet. So sad.
Yeah. Trying to think what else we got here. I gotta go on phone. So we had some people retire. Who retired this week?
Johnny Hendricks.
Rashad Evans.
Rashad Evans. We saw that last week. I don't remember. No.
Josh Koscheck.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, he retired too. He was in Bellator for a fight.
His eye is so messed up.
What?
It's like,
What?
Poor Josh.
I don't remember. Was that from GSP?
Yeah, GSP jabbing the shit out of
his eye out.
25 minutes of jabs to the eyeball.
Motherfucker.
They'll fuck your eye up for good. I mean, it's kind of crazy because you think eventually he could have switched to southpaw or something. He didn't do anything. He just
I know one way.
Like, my eye will stop this jab.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah, I'll keep catching it with this eye. I'll keep my good eye.
That's hard to watch. Remember that? It just kept getting jabbed like crazy. What you got? You queued up something.
Yeah, I got some cool shit. So Travis Fulton fought Jonathan Ivey over the weekend, and I got to show you a little clip from this. So Ivey fakes like he gets hurt, and then he comes in, starts swarming, and he knocks Fulton down. He's hammering away, and I don't know how long he hammers away, but at some point he's going to get off, and he taps out.
What?
Yeah. We're waiting.
Why is he tapping out?
Because apparently Fulton is one of his heroes.
So he didn't want to finish him?
Yeah.
He's got a lot of tattoos, man.
Yeah, and that's funny because he actually has a tattoo of Travis Fulton on his leg. So anyway, we'll get to the point, and he walks away and taps on the mat. So he basically gives the win to Fulton here. So he just backs off, and he says, you know what? I'm done. And he taps out right there.
Why even fight, though?
I don't know.
Weird. It's strange for me, but okay. I'm not sure how to take that.
I don't either. Like,
I'm in shock.
Yeah, because here's him with Travis Fulton tattoo on his leg next to Travis Fulton.
Wow. It's like the Matrix or Inception or something.
Weird.
It's like the...
Well, Fulton has a record of 254 wins and 54 losses. He has a 97% finish rate.
Wow.
94 wins by KO and TKO, and 152 wins by submission.
Nice.
Only 8 wins by decision. That's a lot of CTE.
Yeah, it is.
Over 300 fights?
Yeah, fuck that.
But why I'm confused of why the tap out. Like
maybe he didn't want to finish him because he had too much respect. Respect, Matt.
He played the trick, like, oh, I'm hurt. And the weird thing was, a lot of people were saying, oh, the guy faked a heart attack. Yeah, he faked a heart attack by covering up his liver. That's how I fake a heart attack. Oh, my liver! Wait. Oh, my heart! Cover my eyes.
I would totally expect someone faking a heart attack in the middle of the cage. What is that?
Wasn't even holding his heart. I don't know what the fuck. Like, multiple websites were calling that a fake heart attack.
Maybe they think the heart's down by the liver.
It's in your gonads. That's right. That's where it is.
Your balls.
Balls. Scrolling. Oh, did you see Paige VanZant?
No, but I'm looking now. Oh, hello.
Just keeping tabs on people.
The sad part about this is those are not real.
I know. It's unfortunate.
I don't like that.
She should have been on Dancing with the Stars with those.
With the big titties?
Yeah.
She probably couldn't dance as well, though.
It's true.
It's just a shame. I mean, she's a good-looking woman, and then she went ahead and put the fake boobs in. It's not necessary.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan either.
Let's do some ass and nuts. So, Shaheen Shadi tweeted this out. It says, on the USADA site, and I'll verb this to a question. Don't cheat. Well, what are the top 5 substances most searched by UFC athletes? They have a site where they can log in and search like substances.
Creatine?
Yes.
Is on the list?
Mm-hmm. And number 2?
Creatine. What else would there be? Maybe like collagen?
Nope.
Not on the list. Zinc?
No. I'll give it to you. So number 5 was marijuana.
Okay.
Number 4 was cocaine. Number 3 was cannabis.
Okay.
2 was creatine, and number 1 was cortisone.
Oh, okay.
So a plethora of illegal recreational drugs.
Cocaine. I love it.
I looked at this. This was on. They put out an annual report, and they actually put this in their fucking annual report.
Awesome.
What the fighters
How do they know this information?
Because they log whatever fighters are. I don't know if it's a phone call or if they're using a special website to see like what can I and can't I take in and out of competition.
Oh, I see.
So it's kind of. I think it's like a secret squirrel login for the fighters, so they can tell what are they searching for.
Okay.
You know, they're basically monitored 24/7.
Yeah.
So
my top 5. What would your top 5 be?
For what? Just steroid list. Well, I wonder if that's a way too.
Top 5 substances most searched by UFC. Oh, substances. Yeah. I was thinking like yours would be like like crazy porn shit.
No, I don't look at porn.
Me neither.
Ever. So we talked about Rashad Evans and Johnny Hendricks both retired recently. Are either of those guys UFC Hall of Fame worthy?
Sorry, no.
Why not?
Don't think so.
They both won titles. Rashad won the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Rashad over Johnny Hendricks. Johnny Hendricks. As much as I like him, I just don't see it. Why?
For Hendricks?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he should be, but I'm saying the argument could be wins the title, defends the title.
Maybe. Rashad, for sure, I think would be a better candidate, but I don't see either guy like really being in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would say out of the two, I'm leaning towards Rashad. Mm-hmm. Obviously not going to put it in. Clock watch 4.
What? Now you made me look at it. I was not
you already did.
Did I look at it?
I'm going to put a counter up during the show. Every time he looks at
put the clock down here.
No, every time he looks at it, I'm going to fucking put a little ding for the show.
It's been 40 minutes.
I know. But every time he does it, I'm going to ding it, and then I'm going to put a counter.
How many times do you look at it?
Never.
Never.
I don't look at it. I don't need to.
You're not curious? When we get to
I think he's just bored with whatever I'm fucking talking about, so I can always get... Then it makes me more self-conscious. Like, what the fuck am I talking about? Am I making sense?
You are.
I'm not fucking making any sense.
You are making sense.
I'll just turn the show off then.
The clock is an insecurity. Move the clock, cover it up.
I thought about moving it, but then that makes me uncomfortable.
No, I can't see it.
Because I know
if I sit like this, I cannot see the clock.
It's not in the right spot.
Can't see it. I'll cover.
All right, let's move along. Lyoto Machida wants to fight Fedor because now he's in Bellator. If that fight was to happen, who do you favor?
Machida.
Via? Machida? Via? Is that a decision?
I'm thinking
3 rounds. We're not going to go 5.
Machida decision. I see that as a decision.
I can see that, but man, I don't know. Fucking Fedor hits hard.
He does. Fedor KO or Machida decision is my call. One of the two.
All right. Which champion lacks the most legitimacy and why?
Current one?
Yeah. Daniel Cormier, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Conor McGregor, he's champion but not champion. Tyron Woodley, Chris Cyborg,
Fuck him.
Or Mighty Mouse.
Tyron Woodley because he's boring. I don't like him. He complains too much. No, literally Tyron Woodley because he complains so much. He
complains a lot.
That's the only reason I say, because I don't want to hear him whine and bitch and moan anymore. I'm so tired of his bitching and moaning. And he beat Damian Maia in a fashion that I do not appreciate. I do not like the way he fought Damian Maia, so fuck him.
I can get behind that. I can support that.
Okay.
I agree with your
Damian Maia is our boy. We love him. And he did him wrong. You should go to the ground with
I think
Damian
Anderson Silva did him more wrong, though. So fuck that guy. If he was a champion, I'd motherfuck him. I'd say they should have fired Anderson Silva way back in the day.
They almost did for that.
I know. Yeah. But he had multiple performances where he's just jackassing around.
He's being crazy.
Like, if you're the baddest fucking fighter on the planet, well, then finish people. Don't fuck around. That was always Dana White's point. I'm torn between Daniel Cormier and Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Really?
If you're Nurmagomedov, you can't be the fucking champion when you beat Ali Aquinta, who's ranked number 9. And it's not even a real belt. They just I think they stripped Conor McGregor. I don't know. Is he still holding a belt? I'm not sure. He may be in prison.
He's probably.
And then Cormier, his belt is illegitimate too, because the only reason he has it is because John Jones by default.
21-0-1. Both of the ones are John Jones.
Right. So I think out of that case, because Khabib hasn't lost, I'm going to say Cormier is more illegitimate to me.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Who wins Tweet of the Week? Let's start with Ariel Helwani. Apparently, Toys R Us is going bankrupt, so they had tweeted a picture out, or someone did, of someone says, "This really makes me so sad. Pound side Toys R Us kid," and there's a picture of Jeffrey
Jeffrey
packing up his shit in that all empty Toys R Us. Like,
makes sense.
Leaving away, and Ariel Helwani is saying, "Is it weird that this got me super emotional?"
No, because you're a fucking pussy. That's why. He cries every time.
I know.
I'm okay with crying, but he's like, there's a difference. Like, there's the puddle of crying, and then there's like the in between. You know, there's a middle ground. You don't have to be like the puddle.
I think Joe Rogan is probably the best at the middle ground, where he gets teared up, but he doesn't bawl his fucking eyes out.
It's okay to be emotional, but Helwani's like, I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Thank you. You know what I mean.
Exactly. Then we have the Super 70s Sports on Twitter. It says, about twice a year, just for laughs, Phil Necro would punch a teammate in the nuts and yell, "Knuckleballs!"
I like that. That's cool.
And Kaposa on Twitter, there's a picture of Rory McDonald and Gegard Mousasi. He says, "Mousasi," this is what each of these people are saying. He says, "I can't believe I woke up for this shit." And then Rory, "I wonder if the photographer's skin is properly moisturized for removal."
That's really
and then
good.
they're both got that vacant stare like out into fucking no man land.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Which one you got? There's only 3 this week. Who are you going with?
I gotta go with, what was the second one?
The Phil Necro?
Yeah, I like that. No.
The knuckleballs?
Yeah, I gotta like
that.
that.
All right, I'll go with that too. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, scrolling back down. Computer's very slow once I scroll all the way up.
Oh, Paige VanZant.
Fake news, Ingo. Don't believe the hype. Oh, almost there. All right, Vitor Belfort asks, if you could choose one of those fights to happen again, which one would you choose? Wanderlei Silva, Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, Michael Bisping, or Dan Henderson for Vitor Belfort? You got Wanderlei Silva, Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, Michael Bisping, or
for
Dan
Vitor,
Henderson.
I'm gonna have to go with probably Wanderlei Silva. That sounds the most crazy to me on that list. I think the other guys probably.
I'm going with Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, you think they'll just brawl?
Yeah, because I want to see PED versus PED.
Yeah, good point.
Because they're also going to be non-UFC, so it'll be fun to watch. Donald J. Turd at Twitter asks, do you think Stipe and DC will watch Dan Hardy's breakdown before their fight, and should they? says, so much specific and valuable game plan info for UFC 226. It was like a 30-minute breakdown. I saw a couple minutes. I'm going to go back and watch it because I don't want to be tainted by stuff before we do the show. But from what I saw, it was looking pretty fucking good. And I think if I'm one of those fighters, sure, why not? I think the more you can learn about your opponent, the better off you are. Versus,
I agree.
We were talking last week, the Cowboy Cerrone is just, fuck it, I'm going to show up and fight.
That's
you can't do that at this level.
No, not anymore.
You take every advantage you can. And
there's too much video of all the guys out now at the top of the game where you could see hours and hours of footage and learn tendencies and all. You got to be aware of that stuff. Because guys, I know that you can use that to your advantage if you're smart, but in general, your tendencies are going to follow you. So if you don't know about those, I mean...
Yeah, you're not going to be 100% different fighter every fight. There's going to be some shit, like, you know, what was it, Cormier, you can always hit him with a left head kick. That tendency has stuck 100% of the time, and I don't think Stipe is throwing no fucking left head kick.
You can also hit him with a John Jones. That's guaranteed to work.
That's right. Stephen Paul Ince, I think. I don't know if I got that right. Ince.
Are you European?
Nah, he's British or something.
Oh.
He rails me later. Would you rather see Tyron Woodley or Stephen Thompson be exciting in fights again?
Stephen Thompson. Because fuck Tyron Woodley.
I'm going to go with Tyron Woodley because I want to see that Josh Koscheck type
that was good.
devastation.
You knocked him out 3 times.
3 times before he even hit the ground. Like, bah, bah, bah. Like, what the fuck just happened? I think he killed him. Is he dead?
It's sad. I used to be a big fan of his, but now it's like...
Yeah, because these guys become champion, and in GSP was the same guy. Like, he went down that same path, and he fucked everybody up. Fucked up Hendricks, and he fucked up 170. GSP is to blame for all this, Ingo.
The aliens.
Everyone saw, you get the 170, decision.
Go to your dark place.
Decision. 70% decision.
Dark place.
Yeah. Would you rather see Gegard Mousasi or Roy McDonald back in the UFC?
Gegard Mousasi.
Yeah. He's too fucking cool. I like that guy.
He's the best.
Would you rather have Alistair Overeem go back to how he used to fight or see Cain Velasquez start fighting again? I don't even think that's a question. Overeem.
It's a stupid
all day. Ubereem.
Who asked that question?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Steven.
Don't ever ask that question again. You know the answer.
Would you rather have Nick Diaz back in the UFC fighting or see Damian Maia win a belt?
Damian Maia all day.
Wow. I'd rather see Nick Diaz fight.
As much as I love Nick Diaz, I would love to see Damian Maia win a belt. It will make my life complete.
It ain't going to happen, so I'm going to go with Nick Diaz.
Bellator?
Well, he'll never go there, though. Remember?
You might have to.
He was saying he really wanted the UFC gold, but I think at this stage in your career, go over there, do a little supplementation. He also says, also, never knew anyone here in Britain to not be able to pronounce my last name. First time I've had an American try to pronounce it, and it was a big fail. You're right.
Sorry.
I'm going to call you Inky. Does that work out? Well, it would be helpful if you would tell me how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. It'll all work out. Harigo Machado will close it out. It's time. # Natural, # Matt Rapetrain, # Ingo Sugar Daddy. Would you rather have a fighter keep beating after the ref called the fight or a fighter not let go of a submission?
I'd rather he kept beating off.
Yeah, beating, because depends on the submission, looks at Paul Harris. Yeah. My knee is hurting just thinking about that guy. It really is. Would you rather go bowling with Dan Henderson or go cooking with Mauricio Shogun Hua?
I'll go cooking with Hua.
Does he speak the English?
I think he does. Plus he's so handsome. A
handsome bastard.
I bet he cooks well.
I'm going to go bowling with Henderson. I'll drink some beers.
Okay.
This American.
I feel like you'd get in a bar fight with Dan Henderson, where I'd like to avoid that problem.
Why? He'll knock everybody out. There's H-bombs flying left and right. I don't have to do a goddamn thing. Just aim him like this way, that way. Like get him behind him, like a little controller on him.
There you go.
Fuck yeah, knock everybody out, everybody. Even that lady, she's looking at me funny. Would you rather have the cardio of a GSP or the reach of a John Jones?
Reach of a John Jones.
Cardio of a GSP. Because my cardio is no good. And he's got fuck, marry, kill. I'm retiring.
Oh no!
We're retiring fuck, marry, kills for a little bit.
For
like 4 years.
Permanently?
Maybe.
So Rodrigo, you got to come up with a different skit for us.
It's gonna be rape, rape, or rape. Like, no.
How many rapes? Well, yeah. Try to keep it PG-13.
Oh, knowledge. Got any knowledge for this week? I got some shit.
But I might have some next week.
Okay.
I'm planning on doing something.
Like, gonna do some drugs.
I'm
get a little bit
crazy.
smarter. Get a little crazy.
I'm gonna get crazy. Shit's gonna go down.
All right. I gotta go back to the phone because this laptop gets a little weird. So, did you see this 2 girls, 1 cup thing?
Are you really gonna show me that?
No.
That's a long time ago.
No.
I saw it once. I don't want to see it again.
Here's one.
Oh, damn.
How do you fuck up that bad?
Right to the freaking mouth.
That is so awesome.
Ow.
Like, quack!
Oh,
it wasn't
man.
even close.
No.
Like, it's almost like she told her, hey, put this cup on your head so I could kick you right in the fucking face.
It's like that trick
She's
with the
at
funnel
well
in your
12
pants.
inches off.
Yeah, that's right to the face.
Ugh, that's so
She doesn't even look
glorious.
flexible enough to get up that high. Wow.
No.
Ouch. I would never do that. I would never let anyone do that to me.
No, I wouldn't do that, and I wouldn't let anybody do it. Oh, you're just talking about cats, right? Did you see this hairless pussycat boxing?
No. Oh, wow. That thing was freaky.
It's the devil. You should get a hairless cat.
I'm not getting a hairless
Get
cat.
a hairless cat so it looks like a ball sack. Come on, a walking ball sack. You're like, geek, geek,
I like
geek.
the hair so you can
And it's got like a green eye and a blue eye. Look how creepy that shit is.
It's probably
Coming for you.
expensive, too.
You should keep its claws on so it can claw you.
We'll see.
That's it.
Shut it down?
Yeah, shut it down.
That has been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. I don't think I looked at the clock again. Matt's going to be staring at my eyes.
You're just
now.
going to hear a ding, ding. He had 8 last show.
Did I?
Keep me track.
Fuck guy. All right. My name's Ingo Wiggle.
Matt Griffith. Thanks for playing.
Sweet dreams.